Hey guys, it's Kylie. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be trying out the Wet n Wild Photofocus foundation, but it's their newer Dewy formula. I think it came out in January, so it's not super new, but I'm really excited to try it out because I have been wearing the original Photofocus foundation for a while now. That one's a little bit more matte, and so I do find that it gathers and it can cling to dry patches because I do lean dry with my skin, and so I'm really excited to try out this Dewy formula. I'll be doing a wear test for you guys, and I'll give you my first impressions on how it applies and everything. Okay, so I have the website pulled up on my phone. It looks like this foundation retails for $6.49, so that's awesome. It claims to be ultra lightweight, moisturizing, delivers buildable coverage, and it's long lasting. And it has a hydrating glow, blurs imperfections, and helps minimize the appearance of pores, so that's awesome if it does that. I do notice that the shade range, they have 20 shades, but most of them are leaning kind of light, and there are only 3 shades that are really dark, so they could step up their game on that. But without further ado, let's just put it on. So I'm going to start out by priming my face with the Smashbox Photo Finish Foundation Primer. Do you have attention? I am using all products. Today I'm using all products that I've worn a million times and I know how they wear under other products. And so I trust this primer not to mess with the foundation. Look at those little strange. And then my moisturizer and my face wash I trust as well. I'm just putting it on the back of my hand right now. It does have kind of this weird spatula lid, the applicator. That's kind of weird. I've always preferred pumps and whatnot for my foundation. It's just more sanitary. The original one had a very strong paint thinner kind of scent, and this one doesn't have that. It kind of, I think it has a fragrance in it. It smells like it does, but it's not anything too strong. I'm just gonna plop it onto my skin, and then it's kind of an okay shade match. I got the shade Nude Ivory. I'm gonna blend half of my face with a flat brush. This is the this is the Wet n Wild flat brush. And so I'll blend half of it with this, and then I'll do the other side of my face with the Real Technique sponge just to see how the finish changes with both. I might have put too much on, but that's okay. We'll figure it out. Oh man, we used a little bit too much. It's a learning process. I'm used to using a sponge. Yeah, because you can see the sponge soaks up a lot of the product, but it does give you a little bit more of a natural finish usually. Yeah, so you can tell the sponge gives a lot more of a sheer finish. I'm just gonna go over this area with the sponge a little bit because there was a little bit too much product over here, and I'll just absorb any of that excess. Taking it down my neck. Okay, now that the extra stuff is removed, get in a little bit closer. Let's look. My skin does look very kind of natural, not super dewy, but it looks healthy. Getting up a tiny bit closer, it did cling a little bit to some dry areas up here, but nothing compared to the original matter formula. The brush side definitely gave more coverage than this side. You can see some of my imperfections in my veins, maybe some freckles and whatnot poking through a little bit more. I'm gonna try to build up that side with the sponge just to see what happens. So it did build a little bit more with the sponge. It still isn't as full coverage as this side. Formula-wise, I would say this is kind of a medium. Hey, what are you doing? I would say this is kind of a medium coverage. I'm not getting full coverage out of it because you can still definitely tell I have a little bit of discoloration peeking through, and I know there are foundations that can cover that like nothing. Yeah, it is clinging just a tiny bit to these dry patches, but that's kind of to be expected. I am gonna finish up the rest of my face and I'll be right back. Okay, so the rest of my face is on, and I didn't do anything super crazy. Again, I used products that I know and love. I just used the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Concealer and set the rest of my face very lightly with the Coty Airspun powder, mostly focusing that under my eyes where the concealer was. And then I just very lightly grazed the rest of my face because I didn't want to get rid of any of the dewiness. And then I have to say my bronzer and my blush blended like butter. I think they look a lot better than they normally do. I don't know if that's because of the foundation or if we just had a good bronzer day. I think it looks great though. I think my skin looks really healthy. It's very, not necessarily dewy. After I set the face, a lot of the dew went down, but it just looks natural and fresh, and I really like it so far. If I look in my mirror here, you can see it's just ever so slightly starting to crease in my nose area, just here. And like I said, it is a little bit clinging to my dry patches, but nothing like a matte foundation would do to my skin. Yeah, I still stand by what I said before. I don't think it's the most full coverage foundation. I think it's definitely more of a medium, kind of medium buildable foundation. And so it'll get the job done, but if you are looking for that full-on slather foundation on your face and you don't want anything showing, it's a completely different look, but there's a time and a place for it, and some people like that. And for those people, I don't think this would be for you. But as someone who doesn't usually wear foundation all the time, I generally stick to kind of a tinted moisturizer, and then sometimes I layer on a powder foundation if I want a little bit more coverage. I really like this. It feels really light on the skin. It doesn't feel like I have a really heavy foundation on. And so as of right now, I'm digging it. We will, let's see, corner of my nose. Yeah, it is clinging just a tiny bit here. But we'll see how it wears throughout the day, and I'll see you guys later. Okay, so it is currently 9:13 p.m. I put this on around 11:30 a.m. So I've been wearing it for a little over 9 hours now. And I have to say I'm pretty impressed with how it's worn. It kind of gathered and clung to some dry patches on my forehead, and then kind of in the nose area and around my mouth. It's a little bit more worn. I think everything around my mouth is kind of worn off, but I've been eating and sweating, and I've had dogs kiss me today, and so I wasn't totally expecting that to hold up. But everything else looks really good. I still look pretty glowy. Yeah, it just looks kind of natural, and if I was out in public, I wouldn't necessarily feel self-conscious about it at all. I would feel great. I felt like my skin looked amazing today, and I will definitely be wearing this again, and I will keep you guys updated if anything changes. And that's about it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on Wednesday.